Brite Lite Promotions. We back. Introduce yourself.
Yo, what's good? My name is Shaman from Brooklyn. That's pretty much all you need to know so far.
I got a chance to listen to your music. I got a chance to follow you online, see your movement, see what you're doing. There's very limited music of you online at this present moment. Is that by design, or did you actually just start doing music?
Well, I've only been doing music for a year so far, a year and a couple months. And as far as output, yeah, it's definitely by design. Now, me growing up listening to music, following music, studying music, guys would release songs, albums, whatever have you, a few months to about a year at a time. You know, there was never this oversaturation of the market that it is now. And you know, that's no discredit to everybody who does that. You know, you feel like you have to beat people in the head because they get tired. But me, I like to create things that last, I like to build on it, build more connections from this, and then go back in the studio a couple months later with a fresh idea. Me and my producer, we sit down, we break it down, give the people some more music.
Okay. You said you've been doing it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
But talent-wise, your skills, you seem like you was doing it just not professional.
Yeah.
When did you actually start putting pen to paper, start writing rhymes? When did that come about?
Wow. When I first started putting pen to paper, I would say I started writing, like seriously started writing day in, day out, about 2015. Yeah, around this time, 2015 is when I actually like sat down in my room and started really applying myself, just putting my thoughts out on paper. I could recall around 2005 when Kanye West came with, you know, that Diamonds Are Forever track. You know, I remember like peeking into my mom's room, because I'm just hearing this, I'm hearing music, I'm not really hearing the words. So I was peeking in my mom's room like, yo, what is that? Then I hear Kanye going, yo, I was sick about awards, couldn't nobody kill me, only player that got robbed and kept all his jewelry. And I was like, oh shit, this is hard. I like this. So like that was my segue into music. I had her buy, well, I didn't have her buy me. She bought me the documentary by The Game. That was his first project that year. And I would go back and forth to Long Island a lot. I have a lot of family out in Long Island. Now, on those car rides, they'd be bumping, I'm saying, Lloyd Banks, they'd be bumping Kanye's College Dropout, they'd be bumping Game, they'd be bumping 50, all of that. And like all that just took me by storm. I was like, oh shit, this hip hop, this is fire. I really, really like this. And you know, I started to listen to a lot on my own. I fell in Lupe Fiasco, you know, with the Kick Push joint. People still racking their brains over that today. Years down the line, you know, the Drakes, the J. Cole's, Kendrick Lamar's, Wale's, pretty much the whole new class from 2009 up until about 2015, I would say. I was really taken aback by all of that.
Are there any rappers from before that generation, old school rappers, that you would say they inspired you as well?
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it. Tupac seems to be everybody's favorite rapper, but he's more so my favorite person, and yes, he's one of my favorite rappers also. Just how vivid he was. And you know, like maybe he didn't live it himself, but he gave a voice to people who didn't have a voice really. You had Biggie, Monster, you got Jay-Z of course, you got Nas, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, the Black Star album, Black on Both Sides, you know what I'm saying? Did a whole lot for me as far as shaping my sound. Common, his album Like Water for Chocolate did a lot for me. Cool G Raps 456. Yeah, by that reaction on your face. Yeah, Cool G Raps 456 was crazy. You got Mobb Deep, the infamous, and Hell on Earth. You got.
Okay, so with that being said, let's talk about. With that being said, now that you gave us a sample size of who you were listening to, yeah. What would you say your style of hip hop is?
More so introspective, but still keeping the bars involved. Because people will get introspective and totally leave out, you know what I'm saying, the punchlines, the metaphors, you know, proper verse structure, things like that. And that's what gripped me as a listener. Like putting together a really tight verse with slick lines in it stringing together lines for maybe a double, triple, maybe even quadruple entendre later on down, but still keeping it attached to the story at hand. You know what I mean? It sounds like a lot, but to me, it's just really subtle, and that's what I like. That's what I try to emulate when I'm doing this.
The first track that I heard when I was introduced to you was Heart.
Okay.
Okay. Real slick wordplay.
Thank you.
How did you come about with that concept for that record?
Well, at first I was just on YouTube. This wasn't produced for me per se. It was just a beat that was out there. I came across this beat. I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. And then as I'm sitting in my room, I'm just nodding back and forth to it. Also just reflect on the time that me and my lady just weren't at a really good place in our relationship. So I was like, yo, this could be a perfect engine for me to tell that story, but to her, like from my side. Because I'll say a lot. I feel like I'll say a lot, but I don't really get to the point. It happens sometimes with guys. So I wrote that song out. There's pretty much me saying, yo, what's going on? I don't know what I did. I don't really know what happened, but I'm sorry for it, and I want to move forward with this. And it's with you who I want to move forward with. So what are we doing here?
You did say when you put pen to paper, it's like a diary for you, so that made total sense.
Yes.
What was your lady's reaction when she heard the record?
Yeah, she was in the studio with me when I recorded it. I had her stand right outside the booth as I rapped it to it. There was tears in her eyes. There was tears in my eyes while I was rapping it. Like you could hear towards the end, like I started breaking down. I was like, yo, what's up?
Okay. Was that by design? Was that part of your plan as well to bring her to the studio
When I recorded it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Beautiful, beautiful. Concept within a concept. Concept within a song.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Now,
Thank you.
you said you stumbled on that track, but your other music that you've been putting out, Soldier. I love the sample on Soldier. That's a new
Appreciate
record.
that. Yo, shout out to Artivist for that. Yo, you're a wizard, bro.
Okay, we gonna get into that.
Yeah, I know, I'm just saying.
But that's your latest track that you released, Soldier.
Yeah.
That's available on all digital platforms. Everywhere. But just starting off the record, the sample grabbed me, and then you came in with the bars, and it was a perfect match.
Alright, so you know how when you would go around the house as a kid, you had your grandparents playing music and all that. You're like, yo, what is this? You're like, yo, you'll appreciate it more when you get older. That's exactly what happened here. And as I got into making music more, I would start having to ear for producers themselves. More so Kanye West. You know, his older work on College Dropout, when he would chop up samples for virtually everybody. You know, going back, digging through that, even while Dr. Dre's The Chronic, and I came across that too. I would go back and listen. Then I realized, like, yo, these are actually really good albums too. Let me get into these. Actually, to that point too, my lady actually helped me in that department also. Because when we got into a relationship, she showed me her vinyl collection. That Tribe vinyl and that Black Album vinyl, those are hers.
Okay.
Those are actually hers.
Okay, so you got a machine behind you, basically.
Big machine, big push for the soul, bro.
That's real good. So are you still into the vinyl? Do you go out trying to find specific records, or you just go? You have some vinyl lovers that would just go to a record shop and just stay there for half a day just looking through.
You want to hear something funny? I just told you that those are her vinyls, right? Now she has a whole crate of them. It's 2019 now. I met her 2015, 2016. I have more vinyl than her.
Okay.
Pace
is crazy. Pace is crazy. Okay. So coming back to you now in the basement, surrounded by vinyl, working with the artists, him crafting beats. Did you establish a relationship where you're speaking to him about maybe a sample that you want to use, or do you just go down to the basement and he hands you a folder of beats already made and you find something that you think suits you?
It's actually very funny that you mentioned that, because I was just in the studio, I was just in the basement with him yesterday, and I came to him with a beat idea well, a sample I did. And we chopped it up on the spot there too. And to that point, yeah, it's always a collaborative process. Like maybe I'll come down, maybe he's been working individually, just chopping up stuff. I'll send him things throughout the week, but if I don't see him, like I'll go through some soul records, I'll find something like, yo, sit, like, yo, what you think about this? Can we chop this up? Can we slow this down? Can we do something with this? Yeah, it's always both of us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You seem very involved in the creative process for your music. But besides actually penning the lyrics, getting the boots, fitting the bars, do you have any interest in actually producing yourself? Have you thought about that?
100%.
So
100%.
Is Artivist your mentor when it comes to that? Is he showing you the ropes when it comes to that?
Definitely
How
is.
far along do you think you are from producing your first record?
Oh, you mean written and produced by me? Oh, not that far actually, because even yesterday, as we were chopping up the sample, he told me like, yo, come right quick, let me show you how to do this. Bam, bam, assign this to this key. Like, boom, let this play for a couple seconds, assign this to this key, assign this to that key. I played it, boom, 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 hit the key, bring it back, hit the key. Make sure it all gels properly so it's not, excuse me, I'm spitting everywhere. Make sure it gels properly so it's not, really sounding like it's chopped up. It just sounds like one continuous flowing thing.
Looking at what you've done so far in your professional career, which, like you said, it's only been a year and a half,
Right.
you seem to have a very strong head on your shoulders of what you want to do. You seem to have like goals that you set, and you're getting to them. Your staggered releases, or you not giving the masses music as rapidly as other artists would do.
Yeah.
Who came up with that concept? Was it you and Artivist together, or was that something that you had in mind going in as an artist?
Oh no, that was 100% me. It kind of just happened on the fly too. I didn't really want to give a whole lot at one point, because then you flood the market, then you come in a project, everybody's heard everything. It's all like building up towards something much bigger that's really gonna hit them in the mouth.
So you're planning a full-length project, an EP or an LP?
LP.
Okay.
I mean, my fault to cut you off. I'll have some EPs along the way, which will only help build traction towards the full-length picture.
Okay. So when can we look forward to a body of work? Because going to SoundCloud or going to iTunes and finding your individual tracks is all good, but once you're giving the masses good music, they're gonna want to consume more. When can we look forward to a body of work, whether it be a 7-track EP or 4-track EP?
It's actually funny because pretty much like I start every music question, I was just in the studio yesterday, right? Me and Artivist talking about that exact same thing. So we was going through, chopping things up, going over beats. We have a lot of beats set aside. It's just a matter of us, finding the time to put pen to pad, conceptualize records, give to the people. So I don't have an exact when, so to speak, but just know one's cooking.
Have you thought about a name for your first project? Is your
First project? No, I haven't thought about a name for the first project.
Have you thought about a release date when you would like to put it out? Or you planning on doing something in 2019? Or you pushing it back to next year?
Nah. I'm definitely gonna have at least one body of work before this year is done.
Brand new music, or are you gonna put together music that you've released so far and put that out?
Oh no, I don't believe in that. Outside of the 2 singles, Heart and Soldier, which even to me belong on 2 separate projects, it'll all be fresh.
What type of traction have you seen online? What type of feedback have you received from the music that you've released so far?
Alright, so IG won't really tell the story for you like that. Twitter would definitely tell your story a lot better, because I'm much heavier on Twitter than I am on IG, but people really, really, really like the stuff that I put out, bro. Like that shit, it took me by surprise. Cause yeah, of course, you log the hours, writing the record, you in the booth going take after take, getting frustrated, whatever the case may be. But when you finally have it out and you get it to people, and people are finding their way to it, and they're like, yo, this shit is the truth. Yo, you got real talent. Yo, you special, son. I really see something in you. I would want to go to a show where you was the headliner. That shit almost make me cry, son. The shit is great, honestly. It's great, all the feedback that I've been getting. It just drives me to do more.
Okay, the feedback. Have you gotten any feedback from other artists so
Yes. I've gotten a ton of feedback from other artists.
You haven't worked with a lot of artists as far as collaborating on music as of yet in your career. What are some of the collaborations that you've done so far?
So far, I've kept it in-house. I work with the artist. He also raps too. I work with my cousin who goes by the name of Raven also. Well, if you go on the SoundCloud, that's who you'll see. Just those two separate. But in the past 2 weeks, I've sent out 2 verses to some artists individually. And as far as when those can be released, that's up to them.
Okay, we gonna keep that under wraps because you know that's a whole separate announcement by itself.
Yeah.
But how did it feel having your peers give you feedback, positive feedback for the music so far?
It means everything.
That shirt is hard, by the way.
Thank you. Rest in peace, ASAP. Yeah, shout out the ASAP movement.
Okay. Are you a fan of the movement, the ASAP movement, or just a fashion statement?
Hell yeah, I'm a big fan of the ASAP movement. Ever since I first heard Rocky on Goldie, I be that pretty motherfucker. Harlem's what I'm repping. Him, Ferg will have Ferg could rock the fuck out of a show. Nash is a beast. 12 is a beast. I mean.
Okay, so hopefully we see you on Yams Day one of these years coming up.
That'll be fly, yeah.
Rolling Loud is another festival that caters to new artists, upcoming artists. These are some of the stages that I'm looking forward to seeing you get.
Shit, yeah, listen. It would be a big blessing if I get picked to do one of those shows. Big blessing.
Rolling Loud.
But again, that
Shane the Shaman. That's the name.
Again, that's more towards how. That's more towards how I'm presenting music to the people, how it's marketed, how it's managed, how it's handled, things like that.
Okay, so now speaking of presenting music and management and stuff like that, apart from artists, who else around you is in your camp, your machine that's helping you get to your goals, push your music out?
I had this producer out of California, very very little known, but his shit is fire. He goes by the name of Dom Salcedo. I don't really mean to put your whole government out there like that, bro. But he goes by the name of Kyle Ken on SoundCloud. Shit is the truth. I got an artist out of South Carolina named Play. I got an artist in Australia named Jim Rummy. I have.
How are you linking with these people? Because you didn't say anybody from New York so far. These are all different areas.
Yeah, Twitter, just reaching out.
Okay.
Reaching out, putting out stuff, and also part of, I guess you could call my machine, is this podcast called Popular Demand Podcast. It actually gave me my first platform to speak. You know, shout out to y'all. Y'all do an amazing job with whoever it is y'all support. I support them to the death. I love those guys, honestly. They're actually really.
I checked out the interview. I checked out the podcast, the interview that you did. And one thing I wanted to touch on from that interview, because I wasn't following you then, so I didn't understand the concept, but there was some form of competition that you was involved with online, March Madness. Tell us about that competition and how you actually entered that competition.
Alright, so I've been following the guys for a little minute, but again, they didn't know I did music, and so one of the hosts, his name is Jay. He sent out a tweet. He was like, "Yo, if you're interested in being included in this March Madness competition thing, send us your music, send us your SoundCloud link. We'll go over it, give you some feedback." I sent him the link. He got back to me immediately. He was like, "Yo, this shit is fire." I mean, it's nothing really. This is still talking like, "Yo, this is really nothing for me, but your beat selection is incredible. The way you craft your songs is dope as shit. We want to include you in this March Madness thing. How you feel about that?" I said, "Yo, hell yeah." let's get into it. And so that rolls out. It was just it was around the 16th. Around 16th, the first round. I got into that. Then it was the very next round. I got into it. Excuse me. I went up. I guess this artist who's been doing this for a pretty long time. Artemis even told me about it. He was like, "Yo, that cat got a real big following, and for you to hold your own against him, because we actually went to sudden death. We had to go to another round because there was a
Okay, let me stop you for a minute because you said you jumped from the first round to the second round. How was the competition judged?
They picked one song, like they would play a snippet of the song, and the people you're following, they're following, they all would judge it. So I guess I don't really know if the curators themselves judge, and that would be kind of biased. So it was more about who really listened to you, or who you got to listen to you. They would come, they would show out, they would put up posts like, "Yo, go vote for him, go vote for him, go vote for her." Shit like that. That's how it was judged.
So it's still your fan base basically helping you out in this competition.
Absolutely.
Okay. The selection for the competition. They ask people to send them their music. And they personally select who they want. So they could have had 1,000 entries, and how many did they end up selecting? 16. Okay, so that also says a lot for you as a young new artist, being involved in something and being selected for something like that.
Was huge.
Was there anyone who suggested that you take that route of trying to enter competitions online, or was that just you did it on the fly?
That was me snapping.
Music on SoundCloud still stands out to me. So when they go to SoundCloud, how can they get familiar with Shane's music?
Okay, well, first when you go to SoundCloud, you have to type in the name, and that will be 4_88. Who came up with that? Myself, my cousin Raven Oso.
What's the meaning behind it?
It's just our two favorite numbers.
Okay.
It's nothing. It's nothing too, in depth about that. But yeah, that's where you could find our work from the beginning, from the very beginning.
And the reason you did the page like that, and it's not as an individual artist page, is to shine light on the whole entire team.
On the entire team.
So once you go to that SoundCloud page, not only would you be getting Shane's music, you're getting beats by artists.
Yes.
Bars from
you could find anything you need from all three of us. You will find it there.
Okay. Now your individual pages. Where can the listeners find that?
Boom. So I'm on IG and Twitter @_Shane the Shaman. Please make sure y'all put the underscore. If you don't put the underscore, you're gonna find a white guy with night vision goggles. I don't have night vision goggles, nor am I a white guy. So please @_Shane the Shaman. You can find me, and through there you can find links to whatever else you need to find a link to. The SoundCloud, my stuff on Apple, Spotify, Tidal, link to the other social, like everything. How to reach me by email if you're trying to work, collaborate, things like that.
Okay, so Soldier is out now, Heart is out now. You're working on visuals for those that will be coming soon. Again, you don't release music purposely, on purpose, that often. Do you have something else in the works that, your last release was this month. Do you have something else in the works that you are working on that, okay, this is gonna be the next record, and when are you deciding to put that next record out?
It's actually funny because we're working on putting some beats together, like I said, for an EP. So I was just talking to my people on Twitter just a little while ago, like pretty much every week leading up, pretty much every week of this month and next, you're gonna see my face. You're gonna see my face, you're gonna hear my voice. You're gonna get something out of me. And then one day, it's going straight in the album mode.
Okay. You're also on YouTube as well?
I am on YouTube, yes, but that's more my government name. My government name is on YouTube. I gotta work on that. But yeah, I do have a video up there on YouTube. My music is on YouTube Music. I don't know if anybody uses that, but it's there.
YouTube Music is is a new endeavor, and it's good to get in on the ground.
Everywhere, yes.
The ground level going up. Anything you want to say to your fans before we tune out and get to some bars?
Right. Yo, thank y'all eternally for the support. I couldn't be more grateful, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Yo, y'all the shit. And thank you also for being patient with me. I know I don't put out music as often as maybe you'd like me to, but y'all understand. I like to build things that last. If you follow me on social media, you have an idea of who it is you're investing in. Anybody that's going to be coming in, come through, get it clean.
I feel like sooner or later, your fan base is gonna go by a certain name. You know how you got like the hive and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Your fan base, I feel, is gonna come together with something for you to rep for Shaman.
Yeah, that would be fly if they did that.
Okay.
I look forward to that shit for real.
Looking forward to more music from you. Look out in the next couple of weeks. You're gonna see this young man's face heavy.
Everywhere.
Following. Hit the follow button on those social media pages so that you can stay in tune with what you got coming up.
To subscribe, buy the music, stream the music, tell a friend about the music.
Shane the Shaman. Brite Lite Promotions.
Yo, shout out to before we even get out of here, shout out to Brite Lite Promotions, shout out to Kingpin Addies, putting this whole thing together for me. Yo, realist, be realist. Number one sound in North America, coming to a country near you. Please.
Facts.
Everything's been changed since we've been apart.
Could never go back, was lost without a trace. I was low jack, trying to find my place round where the hoes at. A piece of the pie, thought the guys would let me hold that. Foolish and misguided, with me I was dishonest. Could barely look in the mirror, saw a reflection and couldn't feel him. I don't know that dude, where your soul at, fool? Toes froze, can't move, locked myself in the room. Found a book and a pen like a studious lifer would do. Still too nervous to pursue my purpose, unless some real shit surface. No, I turn arenas into churches. I learned from serpents in a few good minutes. I call worthless, ascend a higher conscious. I can't vibe with you mere earthlings. Got my only sparring partner. My reach getting longer, my chest getting harder, my voice getting stronger. Could hear me stomping. Should call me karma, how I'm creeping up on them. Proud I bear scars, flaws and all through the falls. Yo, I learned my worth, now I overcharge for what it costs. Bear witness.